The first 3 questions on your quiz are these formulas. I'm literally telling you the answers to what's on your quiz. They're not going to be different because they're formulas. All right. Slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That is the answer. That is what the answer will be on your quiz. Literally telling you quiz answer.
Is it the first question?
I don't remember what order they go in. Yeah, I don't remember what order they're in, but you need to know which one's which. So it doesn't matter what order I ask them in. I can't remember if they're in this exact same order. Slope-intercept form. That's the one where you have the y-intercept. That's why it's called slope-intercept form. So good job. Y equals mx plus b, because b is the y-intercept. Again, that's why it's called slope-intercept. M is slope, b is y-intercept. And then point slope is y minus y1 equals, and then what comes next? M, your slope, parentheses, x minus x1. Again, I don't remember if they're in that exact same order, but those are the first 3 questions. And those are the answers. It's not going to be different. Now, you don't have to do this, but I'm going to make one other suggestion. At the top of your paper, write Hoy Vux. And if you get something with a 0 slope or an undefined slope, stop doing work. Stop immediately. There is no more work. Your answer is either y equals a number or x equals a number. All right. So looking at the first one, and these were like the ones on the virtual breakout too. Write the equation in slope-intercept form. So you're going to have y equals, and then you have to find some pretty points on the graph here and just count the little boxes. So I highlighted a few of them. You can draw in the little triangle if that helps you, but it's just how much down, how much over. So can anyone give me the slope of that line? What is our slope? Negative 1/4. Good. Down 1 over 4. So it's going to be y equals negative 1/4 x, and then plus 3. Good. Do you see how this is your y-intercept right there? 3. That's the answer. There's no other steps to that. Like, that is just the answer. So you count the little boxes. Y equals mx plus b. All right. Write your equation in slope-intercept form. So again, that's going to be y equals mx plus b is how all your answers should look. You have to find the pattern for y and then the pattern for x. So 7, 2, negative 3, negative 8. The numbers are getting smaller, so we're going to subtract. Is it minus 5 each time?
Yeah.
Looks good. Minus 5. And then we're going to do the same thing for x over here. Negative 4, negative 2. Good. Plus 2. So your slope is negative 5 over 2. Just remember it's y over x. Just if you get it backwards, you're going to be bummed out. Now, you don't have to do any more work. You can just write out the answer because you have the y-intercept. Which point on this table is the y-intercept? Do you see it right here? So your answer will be y equals negative 5 over 2x. That's what we found for our slope. Close. Yep, minus 3. Good. Yeah, nice job. All right, write an equation in slope-intercept form that goes through those 2 points. Okay, this I would consider like a slightly harder problem because you're going to have to actually do a few steps of work. It'll start out y minus which number? So you have all the ingredients, you're just putting it into your recipe, all right? Y minus 9, 9 is the y part of the point. Then what? Look back at the formula at the top if you need to. That's why we wrote it down. Equals minus 4, good, parenthesis, x minus 2. And then you have 2 steps. What next? Distribute, good. Careful because it's negative. So it'll be y minus 9 equals, what will that give us if we... Good, you said the second part of it, negative 4x, and then plus 8. Good, perfect. And then you have one more step. You need to get the y by itself. So plus 9 to both sides. Good. And do you see how I lined it up a lot of math is about staying organized. It's not really about being smart. It's about not writing stuff all over the place. All right. So y equals negative 4x plus 17. Beautiful. No, that's it. That's your answer. Y equals mx plus b. Yeah, that's it. Stop. Don't do more work than you have to. It's only 2 steps.
That's why I was saying.
All right. Now this one is exactly what we did, but you have to find the slope first. So look back up here. This is your slope formula. That's why we wrote all these down, is so you have them. You're going to subtract the y numbers, subtract the x numbers. So which two are your y numbers? Good. So it'll be negative 6 minus 3. Those are your y numbers. And then on the denominator, it'll be negative 4 minus negative 1. So plus 1. You guys have done really well with that. That's been good. Now, you could just type that in the calculator, which again, you guys have been doing really well with. But I'll be your calculator for right now. That's going to be negative 9 over negative 3, which would be positive 3. Well, negatives cancel, so positive 3. You could just type it in the calculator, it's fine. Now, which point did I tell you to choose? Because you have to pick one. Thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys listen to me, I love it. Just take the first one because you have to pick one and it really doesn't matter. Now it's exactly what we did right here. So just look back at your work for this problem. It's going to be the exact same thing. It'll start out y minus what number?
Y minus 3.
Good. 3 is your y value. Equals. Now, weirdly, the slope is also 3, but that's fine. Parenthesis. Ooh, plus 1. It would be minus negative 1, so plus 1. This is a longer problem. Question. Use your common sense here. If this is a longer problem, what do you think is true about the amount of points it's worth on your quiz? Like, it's worth more than the other ones, right? Because you have to do more stuff. All right, what's next? We got 2 more steps. Good, distribute the 3s. So y minus 3 equals what? Because are there enough 3s in this problem for you? And then you're going to add 3. And so 3 plus 3 is 6. So this is your final answer. You have to get the slope first. Let me recap. You get the slope. Pick the first point because it really doesn't matter. Just pick the first one. And then you're going to do the exact same thing you did in the previous question. All right. Write an equation in slope-intercept form. Goes through negative 2, 5. This is probably like the one that trips people up the most. X-intercept of 3. How do you write that as something, comma, something? I'm about to hand you a quiz. Good. 3, 0. Write that down so that you can see it. And then you're going to find your slope. So looking at these 2 points, what are the y numbers? Y numbers. Good. So perfect. It'll be 0 minus 5. And then on the denominator, use the x numbers. 3 minus negative 2, which would be 3 plus 2. Good. And then you could just type that in the calculator. I'm just going to be your calculator. It'll be negative 5 over 5. It'll be negative 1. Any number divided by itself would be 1. There was just a negative sign there. Again, I'm just being your calculator for you. You guys would type it in. All right, you have to pick a point. Pick the first one because it really doesn't matter. Here's your point. Here's your slope. You have all your ingredients. Just put them into the recipe. It'll be y minus what one of those numbers? Good. 5. You guys have got this. Equals which number? Negative 1. Perfect. Parenthesis.
X.
Plus 2. Good. You guys have got it. Oh my gosh. I'm so proud of you guys. Awesome. This is like one of the hardest things we do. And you guys have got it. You're like nailing it. It's awesome. You are you're gangsters. All right. So y minus 5 equals. Distribute the negative 1. That'll be negative x minus 2.
Plus 5.
And then plus the 5 over. Good. So it'll be y equals negative x or negative 1x if you want to keep the 1 in there,
Negative.
plus 3. You could always use a calculator. Negatives are difficult. All right, please listen to me for these last two. You should listen to me for the whole thing, but this was the part that was shaky when we did the breakout. Good. Okay, let me get everybody else there. Is this vertical or horizontal? It's horizontal. That's
Hoi.
0. Good. Hoi. So it is going to be y equals, and then what number? Like, where's the line? 4. Good. This one is vertical. So Vux, undefined slope, it's going to be x equals, and then the number where the line is. Good. So there's no work for those, but you have to remember which one's x equals and which one's y equals.
Not if it's